for a long time, you got that sense that the Bills were going to find a way to pull it out, even though the entire thing was a little bit uneven, throughout the course of the game. You get down to it, and there's a sequence at the end of that game that, Sean McDermott was asked about after the game. Let's play his explanation.
That's on me. The end of game situation on offense. We're in a tough situation. 3 timeouts. They were holding 3 timeouts. I got a good field goal kicker. We needed to run the clock and move the chains, and that's on me. We didn't do that there, and that's my fault.
Is there something to the idea, though, that if it's going to go one way or have it go one way or the other with 17 with the ball in his hands?
I love Josh with the ball in his hands. I do. And, again, efficient offense was the right approach there, and I didn't have us do that. And, so again, we learned from that. Tough situation. They're holding 3 timeouts, like I said. They got a good field goal kicker, and you go back and forth. And hey, I probably should have run it on the first play and just said, hey, where are we now? Either way, we're probably going to have to move the chains one time, right, to not give them a chance. But again, those are situations, and that's on me.
In watching it live, and I'll give you the scenario here real quick for people who didn't see it. 32 seconds left in regulation. The teams are tied at 20. The Texans had just punted the ball, pinned the Bills at their own 3-yard line. So you've got 32 seconds, tie game. Texans still have all 3 of their timeouts. So what Sean McDermott is describing here is they needed a first down. Otherwise, if you just run the ball into the line 3 straight times, then the Texans are going to call those 3 timeouts. And they're probably going to get the ball back with, let's call it 15 to 18 seconds, right? So they come out throwing. Because what's the difference? If you're going to throw once, you can throw 3 times, because it's not like the Texans are going to use 3 timeouts in the final 32 seconds of the game. So that part doesn't matter.
Right.
I actually liked the idea of it, because the balls, they're not running, extended things where you could run the risk of a safety or anything like that. I was surprised just by the nature of the throws. Like here's the game, like the game log, right, from the official scorebook. First down and 10. Josh Allen pass incomplete deep left to Keon Coleman. Second down. Josh Allen pass incomplete deep left to Mac Hollins. Third down. Josh Allen pass incomplete deep middle to Curtis Samuel. There's not one high percentage pass in that group, including the first down pass, which is like a jump ball basically to a rookie wide receiver. Now I don't know enough about it to say, what is Joe Brady calling in those situations? What's the first read, the second read? You see one-on-one, you think your guy is a mismatch, take a shot. But these were not, again, high percentage types of passes here. So you end up throwing 3 passes. None of them are complete. You don't move the chains. You don't give your punter a little bit extra room in the back of the end zone. You don't, there's not a 3-yard pass. There's not a smoke screen like, hey, throw it out there. They're going to probably play soft on the edges, right? I get it. They're stuffing against the run. They think you're going to run it, so get the ball to the perimeter, but how about a quick pass? There's a lot of different things that you could do. That was the only surprise to me in that scenario. I do actually like, and of course the Texans get the ball back. They run one play, and Kyrie Fairbairn, it's a 59-yard field goal, because that's one of the things that happens in the NFL now. Yep. Another thing that happens in the NFL now that I kind of dig is there are no rules. Once upon a time, you would get into a situation like this, and everyone on earth would just go, you got to run it. Just run the ball 3 times. Run that clock.
Right up the middle.
Now I think because you have the analytics aspect of this that suggests first down passing is more efficient in a lot of cases than first down running, and because you've got different ways that the numbers people are looking at end-of-game scenarios, it has led to this more progressive and I would say at times exciting style of coaching where whatever you thought you knew about how teams are supposed to close games out has evolved, at least in certain coaches' minds. You saw it with Kevin O'Connell back in the Packers game where they've got a big lead. They're still throwing the ball all over the field. Kevin O'Connell, by the way, yesterday, one of my favorite moments in the Vikings-Jets game was, I think it's 3rd and 4. Sam Darnold has just gone down. Both starting quarterbacks in that game went down with injuries where you're like, oh, crap, this is going to be bad. In the case of Sam Darnold, he comes back after missing 1 or 2 snaps. I think it was 1. But it's a 3rd and 4. O'Connell has Nick Mullins drop back and throw a 50-50 ball down the field. Who cares?
Big Nick.
Go for it. Just, you're going to trust me. I like that Rich said Big Nick. Just, made it a 2-word name. I don't think anyone calls him that. But so he, drop back, like go and make the aggressive play. And that's something that I always go back to in a conversation with Kyle Shanahan years ago, which is if you know the right thing to call, the right play call, the right game situation, call that thing. Don't go with what's going to get you criticized less. Boy, I could throw the ball here, but I know that if it doesn't work, everyone's going to say tomorrow, why didn't you run it? And I'm going to catch more flack for that. I actually like, as long as you're not doing something that goes completely against all the numbers, I actually like the idea of we've got to approach this end-of-game situation at times more aggressively than you would in the past. We see more teams now in backed-up situations prior to halftime. Throw the ball. Just go for it, because the modern NFL is a points race. You need to be able to score. And so the idea that you're going to play small ball all the time, same thing with the Bears yesterday. They got a defensive head coach in Matt Eberflus. They're believers in, if we play good defense like they know they can, play good on special teams, and don't turn the ball over, we will win a lot of games. But also, Caleb, if you've got that one-on-one we talked about during the week in practice and you see it, rip it. No hesitation. Go for it. And there has to be some level of a balance. I'm not saying defense doesn't matter, and we'll see that repeatedly, I'm sure, over the course of the season. There will be teams that win the defensive slugfest. At times, it's, the Dolphins winning a 15-10 game, mainly because the other team's offense is so bad. But you have to be, I think, at times maybe more aggressive than we've seen people be in the past. Sean McDermott did it. It didn't work out in that instance.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.